G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because it is round 1 of Super Rugby 2025 and it is the Fijian Drua versus the Brumbies, the number 1 team in Australia, by the way. The Brumbies at home in Suva, and they're almost so close. The Fijian Drua so close to come up with an upset against the best team in Australia. And this was a steamy, literally a steam pressure cooker out there on the field. It was very greasy, very hot, very, very, very humid, and the players were just like drenched in sweat almost immediately as the ball was kicked off. And despite the conditions, despite the greasy and lots of drop balls, the Endurers almost put up the upset tonight. And the Brumbies really had to dig deep back into the fundamentals, back into the backbone, the stuff that they knew they were gonna work, which is to line out the more to finally get themselves just in front to win this match, 36 points to 32 over the Fijian Drua. The Fijian Drua came into this game clearly identify a key weakness in the Brumbies defense, and that is Noah Lolesio. Lolesio has always been a bit of a weak defender. He's not that big in size. In terms of making dominant tackles, he always struggles, but he is able to get, like, over the years he's got better at tackling, so he's able to get by without, like, his missed tackle count has improved a lot, but he's still not able to make dominant tackles. He gets ran over quite easily. And tonight, this afternoon, once again, Noah Lolesio got rammed over. Like, my eyes were hurting, and it was just brutal. Got ran over again and again and again and again this game. From start to finish, it was just brutal. It was like, it was just this sort of stuff. Getting completely ran over like that. That's Lolesio there, just getting run over right there. That just occurred the entire game. And I think that physicality that Fijian Drua inflicted upon him really put him off his game. This was probably the worst game out of Noah Lolesio's career in, like, probably a number of years now, since he had performed this poorly in the past. And because of that physicality that Drua were bringing onto him, and that I think that pressure, the overwhelming heat, Noah Lolesio missed passes that led to an intercept try, drop balls everywhere, and the goal kicking as well, something that he is probably the best goal kicker in Australia. And despite that, he missed a lot of it, like probably more than half of his goals tonight as well. Really, really bad performance, and that all came because of that frontal physicality that the Fijian Drua were identifying in the defensive line and just ran him over again and again and again, like a little child getting ran over by a car. It was getting a little bit hard to watch at times. But then that leaves another question, right? Noah Lolesio has actually been moved out of the 10-9-10 channel in defense for the Wallabies. So you don't see this anymore in the Wallabies because they actually moved him out of that position because of the weak defense. At the beginning of the Wallabies season last year, Lolesio was actually still defending at 10, and that actually showed a little bit of issues. And later in the season, where the Wallabies were finding some success, especially against teams like England that likes to jam that 10 channel with their big forwards, Lolesio has actually been moved to the back or moved out to the wing, something that the fact is defending out at the wing for most of that the later part of the test matches for the Wallabies. And I don't know why the Brumbies has kind of just like shifted them back at the 10 channel again for the Brumbies, which like it's no secret is a weakness there. And not just do what the Wallabies has done and moved him out to give him that more of a space to more of a, less of a, something the way this more I guess less of a direct impact in those areas, less of a physical front on kind of dominant tackle required sort of position for him to defend. I don't know why the Brumbies not doing that, but yeah, it is something that I think the Brumbies need to consider. Otherwise, he's already been exposed in the first game of the season. That's a major weakness there for the Brumbies. And and I think just the one thing that is interesting as well, like Richie Mo'unga, they do this with the All Blacks, just move him out to the wing. Like, it's not a big issue, but I do think that maybe the Brumbies is under instructions by the Wallabies to keep him there at 10 to try to get him to improve on his defense. But yeah, I don't know why they do this, but it is definitely something that they no longer do at the Wallabies. when it comes to Lolesio, and you can see that just snowballed into other aspects of this game, and it was absolutely horrendous tonight because of it. The one guy that saved the Brumbies from losing the game was Luke Reimer tonight. He was absolutely outstanding, especially the last 20 minutes or so. Multiple turnovers to stifle the Fijians' advance to inside, inside the 22, inside the Brumbies half. Penalty turnovers, and then 2 tries at the back of the Brumbies attacking line out, just pick and go. Sheer will and power that drove him to score those 2 tries. Really, really well done. Like, Luke Reimer, seriously, round of applause for your efforts tonight. That was absolutely incredible efforts from him. When it comes to the Endurance tonight, the physicality was really, really good. I thought the scrum was quite decent as well from the Endurance to hold up to some of the angle that the Brumbies are working with, not giving away too much issues there. There was a little bit of there, but I think not too much. And then the open Y style attack was really good, but there was a couple drop balls here and there because of greasy conditions. And overall, I thought that the Endurance should be pretty proud of their efforts tonight against literally the top team in Australia, and they are looking quite dangerous. And they didn't just play the kicking game like they did in the past, last season, which was the game plan. I think that really opened up their style back to that running style again this season. And it's really showed quite a bit of improvement there. They did concede 2 yellow cards. There was 1 lifting tackle that was pretty that's definitely a yellow over the top of the head. So that was definitely yellow. But the second yellow card, where there was a deliberate knock on around the halfway point, I didn't think that was a yellow. I think that should just been a penalty. I mean, yes, they say there was an overlap, but it was still like 50 something meters away from scoring a try. I think a penalty would have been sufficient to give a yellow card. Was a little bit too much. Overall, I thought the referee was a little bit iffy at times when it comes to some of the decisions that he made tonight. But overall, I think it's okay. I think some of the calls were a little bit difficult. Like some of the scrum calls were a little bit difficult. And overall, I think he made a few mistakes, but not too bad overall, I think. And overall, let's have a look at the match stats. 422 meters for the Fijian Endurance, 4 tries to the Brumbies, 6 tries and 452 run meters, 19 turnovers against the Brumbies, the Endurance 12, 100 tackles for the Endurance, 19 missed tackles, the Brumbies 115 tackles, only 11 missed tackles. Really, really good defense, despite Lolesio getting ran over about 12 times out of the 11 missed tackles tonight. Kicks in play, 19 for the Endurance, 16 for the Brumbies. Like I said, they ceased to play that kicking game that they tried to do last year, almost like they were playing international test matches against Wales or something. They stopped that, and I thought it looked a lot better tonight in terms of the attacking threat. 1 conversion missed. There was for the Fijian Endurance from Caleb Muntz. There was 2 missed for Lolesio and 1 missed for his replacement that came off the bench. So not great for Lolesio tonight from his goal kicking. Kicking from hand, 599 for the Endurance, 274 for the Brumbies. And lineouts, 2 lineouts lost for the Endurance. Again, there was, is this right? Let me just refresh this. Yeah, that wasn't quite correct. 7 lineouts for the Brumbies out of 2, so 2 lost overall. Wasn't too bad. I thought it was just probably a bit of greasy conditions. The Fijians did really well to try to disrupt some of the Brumbies lineouts, but I thought there was a couple of knock-ons in there, but the referee didn't call it. The Brumbies really built back at the strength of their lineout, their mauls. It's really close this one out with 21 lineouts, only 2 lost for the game. Scrums, no loss for either teams, but I thought the Brumbies probably had a little bit of edge. I thought the Fijians handled it pretty well. Regardless, 11 penalties conceded for the Fijians, not too bad overall, but 2 yellow cards was really hurt them in the end. There was 1 lifting tackle, was probably the only one that I think deserved the yellow. The deliberate knock-on was probably a little bit too much. 7 penalties conceded for the Brumbies, so overall quite decent. And let's have a go through some of the tries and point scoring of the game. Right away, the Brumbies was pretty good. They went for their bread and butter. They went for the line out. They went for the more, and then Billy Pollard goes in for the try. 7 points to 0. 60 minutes into the game, Lolesio got rammed over. Then the ball went out. Quick ball. Incarnaveri linked up with Kuravoli, and then he goes in for the try. 7 points to 7 apiece. 19 minutes into the game, there was a nice little more for the Brumbies. And then the what's his name? Yeah, the ball kind of yeah, there was a nice little backdoor play to Corey 2. And he threw the ball over the top to Sassford down the wing. Goes in for the try. 12 points to 7. Lolesio missed this one. There was an interesting bit where I'm pretty sure the referee said there was a penalty advantage to the breakdown. And then the Brumbies kicked the ball away immediately. And then the referee says, advantage over. I don't know what happened there. I think that was a mistake there from the referee. 24 minutes was a deliberate knock on. A yellow card to the Fijian Drua. Oh yeah, sorry. Before this, there was a lift tackle as well for the Honduras for a yellow card, I think. And then there was a 25 minutes into the game, the Brumbies got themselves another line out. There was 2 players in the bin at this point with the Fijian Drua. So Ryan Lonergan ran out. The halfback got the ball, ran down the short channel, and then just shrugged over a couple of defenders, dunked the ball into the corner. 17 points to 7. The Brumbies ahead. Another missed goal by Lolesio. 29 minutes. There was a penalty for the Honduras. The kick 3 points right in front. A few minutes later, another penalty by the breakdown right in front again. 13 points to 17. The 37 minutes in the game, there was a line-out loss by the Brumbies, and then as you saw there, you got a lot of again got ran over. The ball came out, quick hands out wide. The Enduro goes in, Longa Nimasi for the try. 20 points to 17. Actually pulls ahead despite having 2 yellow cards prior to this. Second half started. There was 4 minutes into the game. The Brumbies were right in front of the Juras try line. Van Neck, the big proc, took a quick tap and dropped the ball immediately. And again, Lolesio dropped the ball before this as well, struggling quite a bit. 49 minutes in the game. There was a lot of building phases. Again, 11 phases for the Brumbies. And Van Neck redeemed himself for the knock-on. Goes in for the try. 24 points to 20. 54 minutes in the game. Lots of missed tackles from Brumbies defense. A lot of players looking a little bit tired maybe at this point. There was a nice inside ball to Lomani who ran through. And then, there was some pass to the winger to number 11. Karawalevu goes in for the Honduras out wide. 25 points to 24. Honduras lead by 1. 60 minutes into the game, again, there was a line out for the Brumbies. Midfield, Lolesio got hit really hard and he threw the pass to nobody. The ball was scooped up by Karawalevu. Again, he ran straight through for the try. 32 points to 24. At this point, I thought it was game over. Lolesio was completely out at this point. He looked like, he was completely out of the game. He was taken off pretty much right away after this. Luke Reimer really stepped up to the plate. Number of big turnovers for him. 68 minutes. Brumbies had a penalty from a Luke Reimer turnover. They kick for the penalty. They kick for the more. Got pretty close. Pick and go. And Reimer himself goes into the corner for the try. Missed the goal here. 32 points to 29. And then 75 minutes into the game, there was another penalty. Again, I think it was another turnover for Reimer again. The Brumbies went again for the line out, went for the more, pick and go, and eventually Reimer once again rammed himself through for the try, and this was converted by the new guy off the field, Meredith. 32 points to 36. 79 minutes into the game, again, the game is down the wire. Jurors had to score. If they can score a try, they will win this, unconverted. Luke Reimer once again turned the ball over to pretty much kill any hope for the Honduras to win the match. And really well done. Reimer was an outstanding man of the match performance for me. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about the referee, and let me know your thoughts about Lolesio and whether or not they should move him out to the wing for defensive purposes. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.